hate puppies.
It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
This is the worst timing ever.
Speak for yourself, Stu. Speak for yourself.
Worst timing of what?
I don't know. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Hope you've had a good week and hope you're looking forward to an even better weekend.
Dude, my week's been great. Let me tell you about San Juan.
You
Tell us all about it.
couldn't possibly. If you're here, you know what you're listening to. This is the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems. We still never talked about wild boars.
No.
No.
But we did
not.
tease something I want to get back into.
And we always help you at least find a beer. Worst case scenario, you'll find out what beer to either drink or not drink just by listening to the show. Hope you guys are doing well.
Or
Welcome.
you could give us a middle finger and get the beer we said we don't like anyway.
You know what I learned today?
What'd you learn?
What the middle finger is.
Oh, I
Like-
know
I
that.
have no idea
I know
what
that.
that is.
I know that.
Let's
where
see
it
if
came, where it came from, how it started,
I wonder if we think the same thing. Let's see what you got.
like flicking the bird,
Yeah.
where that came from.
Well, what it's supposed to represent.
Plucking the longbows. It was the French and the English back in medieval times.
Oh,
when
like
they
I'm
were-
going to
when they
shoot
were-
you with this finger.
So what they would do is, I can't remember who it was, the French or the English that were the longbow, like they had the long arrows.
yeah, sure.
And
A longbow's a longer bow, not a longer arrow.
right,
Yeah, but
right.
this goes further.
The arrow goes much further, and I can't remember which side had the long bows, but the other side would be like they put up the middle finger and say "fuck you," like it was like we're gonna pluck you because that's the finger you pluck the bow with, and they would cut if they captured the longbow guys, they would cut that finger off.
Interesting. Okay, that's
Is
not
that what you heard?
No.
Well, that's where the whole it's pluck. We're gonna pluck you, which then turned into
It's a
Fuck
it's
you.
it's a cock and balls.
oh that's okay.
Oh, okay.
So even no matter how you
How
do
you
it,
do it?
you know, it's a cock and balls. It's a phallic thing. It's like my
It all
dick.
goes back to phallic things.
It's my dick.
Yeah.
But I kind of like Stu. Stu's a little more violent.
Yeah. Middle finger origin archer. Yeah, English soldiers waved their fingers at French soldiers who had threatened to cut off their fingers if they were
it's
captured.
like you didn't cut this off. Like
I'm gonna,
I st-
yeah,
I
the
still
English,
got my
the
middle
English were the
finger.
longbows. They're like, I still got my finger. I'm going to shoot
See,
you.
I'd heard it was a phallic thing because it looks like a cock and
Okay.
balls.
When did the middle finger become offensive?
I've never understood the whole like.
But the middle finger is
Derogatory
offensive
terms.
like everywhere in the world.
Is it?
Pretty much. You put a middle
Yeah.
finger up, people are like, ooh.
I'm not gonna test that.
There's certain countries where a thumb or okay. It's either
Okay,
okay or
yeah.
thumbs up is a negative.
Yeah. Or in
I think the middle finger
Middle
is
Eastern
universally
countries.
offensive.
Yeah.
Middle Eastern countries, you're not supposed to reach your hand out.
Yeah, or you throw a shoe is the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah.
I throw a shoe at you. Got
Yeah,
you.
I've never understood like we like yell like suck my dick like a, and I'm like
I yell that like please.
well it's like, and you call people like pussies and stuff. I'm like that these don't make it doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah, like I'm a fan.
yeah,
the one I don't the one I don't get is dickweed. You're a dickweed. I was like, well,
That's because you're a dickweed.
that's what a dickweed would say.
yeah.
Spoken like a true dickweed.
Yeah. Am I growing dickweeds? I mean,
Only a dickweed wouldn't know.
don't plant the pussy willows by there.
Yeah, man. It's like dick fur.
I got you.
Oh, I thought you had
I
it.
thought I had him, dude. For those that don't know, you hope somebody says, "What's a dick fur?" Be like, "I knew you didn't know, weirdo."
My older son was at a friend's house over in Salisbury, and they were at the country club at the pool, and there was some younger kid like talking mad shit to my son and his friend, and he was like kind of bullying him, and he's like, let me beat you up, and my son and
Let
his,
me beat
yeah,
you up?
Yeah,
Don't
he's
fight
like,
back.
He's
I'm
like,
just gonna
he's
stand
like,
here.
He's like, I need consent to beat you up, and
I need consent.
yeah.
No, it's I need consent to fight.
Yeah. So my son is from like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And then the
How
kid,
great is that?
the kid said, your mom didn't ask for, I didn't get consent from your mom last night when I slept with her.
Oh, a rape joke about his mother.
Yeah, and this kid's in like the 4th grade.
Okay, so one,
like
that's
that he had
crazy,
the
but
respect.
2, that's a good. That's a good.
But I like that he had the respect to ask for consent, and then when he didn't get consent, then he just immediately flipped it and was like, "Yeah, I don't get consent." Like that's
you laugh, but
interesting-
if your kid was talking like that in the 4th grade, you'd be livid.
No, I'm just saying I find it very interesting that has entered into a
I-
child
but
that
see,
young's mind where consent and not consent
I think.
is a thing.
I don't think he was
enough
looking
that-
for. I don't think he was looking to fight anyways.
No, he was
He
looking,
was looking
to drop
play-
that joke.
the joke. Yeah.
But still, like, it just
That's
it
nuts.
goes to show you, like, it doesn't matter where you live. Like,
But at 4th grade,
he's got an older brother.
Oh.
His older
I
brother
could
was
have kicked
there.
that kid's ass.
Oh yeah,
I'm such a creep, dude. I was sitting there in the gym today, right? And I'm working out, and there's this high school kid, right? And he's like kind of being a badass to all the other high school kids.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, my old man strength could kick the shit out of that 16-year-old. And then I'm having these weird
how would it play out?
yeah, like daydream fantasies while like lifting
first
weights.
punch, second
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah, like I would mop the floor with this kid because he was trying to be. And then it's like, it's something about the gym. You start pumping higher, and like
Yeah.
everything is testosterone driven in your head.
Yep.
That's all it is. Like, ooh, she's hot. I'd kick his ass. Like, I should probably stay away from him.
Yeah.
Your son would have completely diffused the entire situation if he had said yes.
To getting his
Cons-
ass kicked.
No, if he'd have said, "Do you consent?" Because
Uh,
I guarantee the other guy wasn't looking to fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I
consent
think
to you fighting
I
me.
think that kid had his big brother there and was like actually looking to fuck around. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
not a good scene.
No.
that's
not a good
good.
scene.
And my older son, he's not an aggressive style kid. Like, that's just he actually gets bullied by some other kids that I'm like, you need to put an end to that because you could mop the floor with that kid and
Right.
don't let that kid push you around. Like, say something back to him, but he's just not that kid. He's like, but I don't, it's not nice to talk like that. I'm like, yes, this is the dad conundrum, right? Like,
Yeah, because you're right.
yeah,
Good call.
yeah, be a bigger person, do the right thing, but at the same time, I'm like, you gotta stand up for yourself, What?
Did it again, didn't you?
What? No,
No?
no.
Your olfactories are just off.
Everything's going crazy.
That's
No,
just
I
your
get
mic.
sure. I had one time. I think it was 8th grade or 9th grade. Guy got up in front of me. I'm not a big aggressive guy. I'm not going to fight anybody. The guy was like, "Let's fight, let's fight." I was like, "No, I'm not going to fight you." And he literally was probably 2 feet from me and cold cocked me, got me right in the chin, and I caught it. My head spun. I was a little dazed, but I didn't move.
Good
really.
feeling when you don't
And
fall. isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I literally never. My feet never moved, and he got me, and I was like, I'm dazed, but I came back and just looked straight at him, and I was like, and I remember this today, right now. I looked at him. I said, "Is
You
that
didn't
all?
have my consent.
No, I said, is that all you got?" And he walked away.
Oh wow.
I knew he was
You
going to beat
ate
my
it?
ass,
Yeah.
but I was like,
I've
"Is
definitely.
that all you got?" Because I'm still standing.
I tend to block most face punches with my face. That seems to
It's a
be
good thing.
Yeah, I don't seem to like dodge very
Yeah.
quickly or put my hands up. I
Like in
usually,
the movies when everybody's ducking and diving or blocking everything.
That is not my
No.
move. Like,
Especially when you're coming out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, every time that I've had somebody swing at my face, I would say at least 50% of them have connected squarely
Yeah.
with my face. But I've never fallen.
What is it? Duck, dive, dodge, and
yeah,
duck.
Nah, for me it's impact,
take it.
shit talk, swing. That's basically my routine. Like they get first shot and then I end it. It's typically how it's worked. I've
Yeah.
been very
Yeah, there you go.
fortunate. Been very fortunate. Not proud of it. Hey, I had a weird. Do you have something you're gonna go
No.
on that? I had a weird week this week. I had,
All right.
I had my first road trip in a long time for work.
Oh
where'd
yeah,
you go?
you starting to get back out there?
Little bit, not a whole lot, but like
No flying.
it was my option, and I was like, yeah,
Where'd you drive to?
You drive a lot when given the option.
I love driving. I throw on
Yeah,
a
I do.
podcast. I can take calls. I can just kind of do my thing. I prefer.
Well,
to
I feel like
drive.
flying is you're literally just throwing your itinerary in the lap of someone who gives zero fuck about your itinerary, and you're like, I hope this works out. When it's
And-
like when you're driving, you're like, I know for the most part, if I leave here at this time, okay, I might hit some traffic, but I can like plan for that. Where I feel like flights now, it's just
Well,
it's
and there's not a
coin
lot
flip.
of direct flights
Yeah.
here. Like if I were
Where'd you go?
Charlotte, which actually does have a lot of direct flights,
Yeah.
but it's a 4.5 hour drive, which is like
It's pretty easy now.
you get to the airport. All right, so you drive 30 minutes to the airport, right? You got to
be
get there an hour before.
hour and a half early.
So now I'm an hour and a half into my journey, right? Then I get on the plane, I fly. It's only an hour. That's great. So now I'm at
2.5
hours. Then I got to find a way to get my hands on
Yeah.
some kind of car and get to where I'm going. Let's call that another hour. So I'm 3.5.
Yeah.
Or I could just add an hour on it and just be up to my own.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just do
and
it.
save
Sure.
your cost of tank of gas. That's it.
Yeah,
And some
yeah.
food.
Save some money. And I get the option of like I pick where I want to eat, go do my thing,
Yeah.
like kind of explore. So I decided to take back roads.
Oh,
Because I
nice.
saw that it was a 9-minute difference. It literally, when I came out of my neighborhood, the GPS was like, turn right or turn left, and it's 9 minutes longer.
460.
And I look, and I'm like, wow, that's like literally no highways until I get to like the beltway of Charlotte and then loop over to where I'm going to go.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, you know what? Let's see the countryside.
Yeah.
Why not? So I
Chances are no traffic, too.
literally saw no traffic.
Yeah.
It didn't mean I didn't hit some speed bumps. So
What, was that 360 like all the way down to the border?
a big chunk of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, big chunk of it. 29 and 360 is
Yeah, yeah.
basically what I was doing. So I'm coming down this road. I'm out in the country, and I'm barreling. And I'm like, man, it's 60 out here, but there's nobody out here. I'm flying.
Yeah.
Like this, and it's just rolling hills. And I am like, I'm thinking to myself, you know, that 9 minutes
It's
can,
gone.
can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm making
Get fucked.
awesome time.
Yeah.
Like I'm flying. Until I came over that hill. and
Uh-oh.
whoop, and there was a
Got lit up.
very friendly officer who he had some kind of like a radar gun.
What
of
what
sorts.
county were you in?
How?
Never even heard of the county.
Oh, wow.
He was like, "You can come
In
back."
Virginia?
Yes. Come over the hill, and he's like, he sees me, and I hit those brakes so hard. I was like, "Boom!" As soon as I crested that hill, I was like,
Which is screams guilty to him.
"Of course."
Yeah.
And I mean, usually it's like they wait a minute. Dude, he had his lights on before I passed him.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
So did you already
he
pull over?
he must have gotten a call.
I had the same. I was on 81 though with a state trooper, and I came over the hill and I saw him, and I knew. I mean, I was doing like 20 over. I saw him, and as soon as I saw him, I actually stopped and pulled. He never moved his car. I stopped and pulled over and parked right where he was, and he got out, talked to me, and was like, "Okay, yeah, you know you were speeding." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "You saw me." I stopped, and he was like, "I've never had anybody do this because I didn't have to move my car." He literally, and he came, and he's like, "Please don't speed anymore and go on."
Well played.
Nice.
I was like,
Well
because on the interstate, you had enough distance. I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I can stop and just invert this whole thing."
I just
Stu pulls over. Is like,
I'm lost.
I need to go to the hospital. I'm
Yeah.
speeding.
I'm so glad you're here.
Can you escort me?
No, I didn't even have a good excuse.
Yeah.
I was just making killer time. Literally all I had. So I'm like, he pulls right out behind me, and I'm always a big believer in don't put them on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. So I immediately put my blinker on. I rolled down the window. I put my thumb out, like
Thumbs up.
thumbs
Gotcha.
up.
Yeah.
Like you're good.
and
I
then you
went-
hit the accelerator.
No, I dropped down to like 35, 40 miles an
Yeah.
hour. So now I'm like, and I kept going, and I'm like going and going, and I'm like, oh gosh, there's nowhere to pull over.
Yeah.
Finally, there was a driveway, so I literally just pulled into somebody's driveway. I pull into this driveway, and I'm looking at this house like, I chose the meth house.
Oh no.
Like, this is not good.
They're really gonna hate me.
Yeah. Like they've got like the old gasoline barrels outside and
Nice.
stuff, and cars on blocks in various places, and I'm like, I may have chose the wrong place. But good news is I got a cop with me.
Maybe
so,
he'll
like,
get distracted by all the meth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they come out shooting, I'll just peel off.
Yeah.
Like, go through the field.
I'll get out of the way, officer.
Yeah. Seems like you have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
So I pulled over, and he comes over, and he's like, do you know you were speeding? I was like, I didn't. I'm not quite sure, but when I saw you, I thought it was still a good idea to hit the brakes because I thought I might be. And he was like, yeah, you're going 16 over. And I'm like, yeah, that's
Well, it's not hateful though.
It's not hateful, but it's fair.
Yeah.
Like that's anything over 10.
Anything
like,
over 10 is
Like I get it.
And
But
out
those
out there is usually
roads-
60, right?
It was 60. I was 76.
Okay.
Which honestly, there were moments in that
A little
journey
too
where
fast.
I was going pretty quick. So
yeah.
I was like, that sucks. And I'm talking to the cop, and he comes over and he goes, you have a perfect driving record? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I lost my license when I was like 17 years old, and it kind of scared me straight. I was like, I don't think I've had a ticket.
Because he had time to run you the whole before you stopped, he'd already run your plates and everything.
And he knew it. Well, no, because he went back, and when he came back,
okay.
he goes, you have a perfect driving record? And I was like, yeah, I did. But I was like, I kind of got scared straight a long time ago. And he's like, with a perfect driving record, now I'm not a lawyer, but I recommend you come to this court date. And I'm like, huh? Like, why does he tell you that?
Yeah.
Like in that moment, I'm thinking that's an interesting. And so then I was like, well, before you leave, like, did I do the right thing by pulling off the road? And he's like, most people don't. And he's like, I always appreciate it. I don't want to be out there on the road any more than you do. And I was like, well, did I do it right? I was like, because it's been a long time. I'm like trying to engage with them.
I've
and
never
just,
been pulled over.
yeah, 2 hands on the wheel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, did I do it right
Turn
by
the
giving
car
you the
off.
thumbs up and like doing all those things? And he was like, yep, I saw the thumbs up. And I was like, because I felt like I was driving for a while. Was I messing with you? He's like, no, I saw your thumbs up. You had your blinker on. I knew that you understood what was happening.
Yeah.
I felt very comfortable in what you were doing. I was like,
And you
all right.
said I had to get time to pull my gat out.
Yeah. I said, good, because the crack is now hidden, and I don't think you can find it unless you've got really long
Yeah.
fingers.
He's comfortable enough to where he switched from the real gun to the orange one.
The taser.
Just the taser.
Yeah,
for you.
he's setting
Just for
it
you.
to,
You get
setting
the
it to
taser.
tase. Yeah. No, so like I'm talking to him, and then again he reiterates himself. He goes, again, I'm not giving you legal advice, but I recommend you come to this court date.
Maybe he won't be there.
Why would he say it twice? Like, do you think that I'm supposed to read into this like I should absolutely go to this court?
No, so here's what it is. I guarantee you. One, he gets count for a ticket given,
Yes.
but he knows that he will let it go or the judge will throw it out because of what he would say in court.
Yeah, I would say two things. Either he knows he won't be there.
Yeah, because
And
he
they'll
was like,
throw
you
it
see
out.
that date? He was like, that's my next court date. Like, he was he knew a lot
Or
about
he
that.
might speak on your behalf, and he obviously knows the judge in that county.
Yeah.
So he could be like,
This
Your
guy
Honor,
was good.
this guy did this and that and this, and he's got a perfect record. I would recommend. He's already been punished enough, blah, blah, blah. Let him go.
So, but I have to plead not guilty, right?
I do not know how that works.
Like if I go in there and plead guilty,
don't-
am I
you-
humped?
No, it's not a with a traffic court. It's not a guilty or not
Yeah,
guilty.
yeah.
It's a summons for a ticket.
Yeah.
You can't.
I don't have to plead guilty or
No,
not.
No,
guilty.
you can say what you were doing and why either you were speeding or
Don't
why
bring
you
up
think
that
you weren't.
murder.
Yeah,
Clearly not.
but it's not a.
That drifter
It's not a
had
plea.
coming.
It's not a plea. You dispute it.
Are you debating going
But-
back? Is that your?
No, I've decided if an officer is going to tell me twice, you should come to this court date
Yeah.
and make mention
I
of the
know where
fact
you-
that I have a perfect record. Like for him to say that to
Yeah.
me and then say, this is not legal advice, but I would recommend you come to court. I figured you
When's
take
your
that.
date? Like how many weeks? Don't give me the date, but how many weeks off is it?
Mid-September.
Okay, so we have
So-
a listener that can reach out to us.
That's actually what I'm hoping is that a listener might be aware of how this goes down. Like
yeah.
one, I don't know if I have to like plead guilty or not guilty, which is
I'm
better.
pretty sure you don't have
But
to.
if there is the option,
there's
where
no-
I have to
there's
do
not a
it.
plea.
Is there one? Well, I remember one time going in for a traffic ticket when I was 17 years old and got a reckless,
Yeah.
and they were like guilty or not guilty, and I was like, well, I don't think I was doing it. And he was
Yeah.
like guilty or not guilty. So I remember that vividly, like the judge kind of chastising me and being like,
It does sound like he was
Not?
giving you like
Were you south?
wink, wink.
yeah.
Were you south of Keysville on 29, 30, 60, like the same?
I was on 360 about an hour and a half, 2 hours from home.
Yeah, I know where you were. That's
It's a hilly, beautiful
it's
area.
a fun little.
Yeah, it was too much fun. Way too much fun. And I can't even like blame it on AC/DC. Like I was listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Like I had no reason, but I was just making good time.
I think you'll be all right.
I think you should
Because-
go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going
Okay.
because I don't think he would have made a
Because
point of
paying the ticket is not an option because that just screws everything up.
You pay a ticket, then you get the points. All I want, I'm willing to pay the fine, pay the court fees.
Just not have it on your record.
I just don't want my insurance to go up.
Yeah.
Like that's literally all I'm worried about. Like I get it. I screwed up. I know I was going too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I was, and to think though that it's been 20 years plus.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a ticket.
No, it's either two things, and again, you're right. It's 100% because one, the judge has to throw it out if the police officer doesn't show up,
Yes, which I've been privy to that.
and two, what he's saying is totally in your benefit. So he appreciated everything you did. Get a perfect. He's not going to screw you over on that route.
Yeah, if you were a dick,
So-
you probably would have just said, "Here's your ticket. Have a nice day."
yeah, you'd have been
Yeah.
in and out. He wouldn't have he would not have had a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to court.
Yeah.
So if there's any listeners out there who have any insights here, I'd love to know them.
Yeah, and
so,
the next podcast we'll do a remote from whatever county.
yeah.
From the jail.
From the courthouse.
Yeah.
Coming from I
Troy
get
and I
there.
are back here doing
Yeah.
commentary like it's a putting green. Okay, guys,
The
he's in.
They're taking Brendan away in an orange jumpsuit.
He wore the wrong tie. That offended him.
He's not going to be at the next few podcasts, friends.
We need those donations to ITPH now.
He lit a cigarette in court. Judge doesn't look happy. so
He
then
asked
I
the judge if the judge knew the origins of the middle finger, and then
Yeah.
he double middle fingered the judge.
I said, Judge, does this look more like a cock and balls, or is this the French taunting the English? Just wondering.
Asking for a friend.
Settle a dispute, solving first world problems.
Yeah. You're a listener. You get it, Judge.
Yeah, you get it. ITPH, you know what's up.
You got to
Hey,
record. You
you're
got to
gonna walk
record. You
in-
got to record the court date.
You're going to walk in, they're going to be like, "Are you Brendan from ITPH?"
I am guilty. Driving school and you lose your license. Dope. So I ended up leaving that and riding in cruise control
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
4 over. Because now I'm
Yeah.
gun shy. Now I'm 4 over. I'm that
You
nerd.
get 7.
I understand that, but now I'm gun
you
shy.
go.
So I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like 4 over the whole time in cruise control. Like, well, it takes what it takes. There's no rush.
Yeah.
Very different.
So I have a
attitude.
question for you.
Yes.
Did you lose your 9 minutes?
Of course.
Yes, I did.
Were you on the side of the road longer than
But
9 minutes?
that's not what cost me my 9 minutes.
Oh.
That is the next step in this journey.
Oh no.
More than one speed bump.
So I'm driving 4 over cruise control. I pull over to a rest area, and this rest area in North Carolina happens to be, and this is because I'm such a dumbass, it happens to be like a memorial to people who have passed from different military services from North Carolina. This is where the memorial is, at this particular rest area.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go see the memorial. So I like walk out, and there's like this big star, and on each point of the star it has the different armed forces, and then inside it had like a plaque of all of the people killed in the line of duty who worked for the state and all these things. And I'm just
Paying respects.
I'm just trying to pay respects. I'm reading some names. I don't know, man. I'm weird like that. Like I just thought
You haven't been sad in
Yeah.
a while, and you want to get a little sad.
I'm Irish.
Yeah.
I want to be sad. So I'm kind of having this like somber moment, right, where I'm looking at the star and I'm looking at all this stuff, and then this meth head lady out here like yells, "The Irish man!" And I go, "I'm sorry, what?" She says, "Do you have a spare?" And I'm like,
Spare what?
technically I have a spare in my
Yeah.
car. Like, of course my car has.
She thinks you're a meth head.
I don't know. I don't know. And so now I'm like, great. What scam have I walked into by
yeah.
just being reflective in a moment, just to take some time in for the people in North Carolina who've died in the line of duty, the armed forces? So I'm like, yeah, I got a spare. What are you driving? And she's like, I got a Chevy truck and I got a blowout over here. And I'm like, all right, I don't know this scam.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna ride this one out. And I was like,
The scam is they need a kidney.
I'll come around to you. I'll come around to you. So I get in my car, I drive over, and sure enough,
You should have driven the hell out of there, dude.
that's not me. You know that. I'm a sucker.
You are a sucker.
So I drive over, and sure enough, this lady on the front tire of her Chevy Silverado is shredded.
So
It's-
give me some details on this lady. You
looks
said meth lady.
looks every bit of 60, probably 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sores all down both legs.
Emaciated.
But not sores everywhere else. So I'm like, maybe I'm just being a dick. Maybe she like lives in a field. They get bad mosquitoes. I don't know. So I'm like, I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't judge. So
As you judge.
as I'm judging.
But still can't walk away.
No, because I'm a helpful person. You know what I mean? So I pull up and I'm like, well, what do you got here? And I'm looking and like her tire is shredded. So I'm like, all right, you got.
So it's not a scam per se yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can this be a scam, right? Like, you can't drive on a rim up to a rest area. She's like, I'm coming from X. I'm going to Y because I've got my mom in the car, and there's an old lady in the truck. Just looks hot and tired and exhausted of everything that's happened in her life.
He said old lady and hot.
No,
Think temperature wise.
temperature. Yeah. No. So there's this smoking
Dude, yeah.
80-year-old.
Sue's like this gorgeous 74-year-old
Yeah.
back there.
Like, you smell like Virginia Slims. But those are Virginia Slims, aren't they, woman?
Ultralights? Yeah, I picked up on that.
Yeah. So you care, but not a ton.
Yeah.
I like that. A little risky, but not super risky. I like that in a woman. So I'm like, all right, I don't know what the scam is here. Like, I don't think there's a scam because there's a full-on shredded tire here. And she's not like in a parking spot. Like, it's literally like pulled up and she's in between a bunch of spots just stuck there.
Are you sure? Like, this sounds like her and her mom every day. They get up, they come back to the same Silverado for 8 hours, and they work. Oh, you don't have a spare, but we'll get $20 from you.
You would think. So I grabbed the spare out of my trunk.
Right.
And I come walking it over, and like we're looking at
You're
it.
going to give her your spare tire?
Well, no. So now that I have my spare, right, and I've got her car, and I'm getting my jack, and I'm getting.
You're driving your
Infinity, right?
so probably
Doesn't work.
Same lug pattern.
Here's the worst part: lug pattern matches.
Oh shit!
Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I'll be damned.
It's a pickup truck, and you drive a SUV.
I drive a Japanese car. She's got a Chevy, and yet it's still a 5-star lug pattern. I'm like, of all the shitty luck, I've got the right spare. But I roll up with my spare. My spare is massive because I've
Full
got
size spare.
I've got 20-inch rims.
Oh yeah.
And so I've got these huge tires on my car, and so I'm putting it up against hers, and I'm like, look, the lug pattern's gonna work. I was like, but my height is so much taller than yours. I was like, I don't know that you're gonna be able to steer.
Clear. Yeah.
And she's like, I think you're right.
Oh, that's right. You do have those massive tires.
I got massive tires, and so I've got this big, tall spare, and I'm like, look, you might be able to get down the road, but I don't know that you can get going. And then she goes, and let's be honest, and then you don't have a spare, and then how do I get it back to you? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I'm stuck. My mom's sister is dying. We got the call, so we got to get there. We were coming down the road, and she drops a town. They always have a town. She drops a town, and I'm like, damn, I know where that is. That's like 2.5 hours away. And the mom is like, I know. Like, and the mom seems very normal. But then this girl saying things like, after this, I'm going to change my ways. And I'm like, don't say that, because now I'm thinking you do shady stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you're going to change your ways? And she's
I'm gonna stop doing meth and killing hobos right after this.
yeah. So she's like, I should have never left the house without a credit card, but I got the call right from work that my mom's sister was dying. So like, I went and got her, and we left. She's like, I got to change my ways. I got to be better. She's like, I have no credit cards. I have no cash. She's like, I have no plastic. I don't know what to do. Now, the whole time, she's just trying to hit me up for my spare.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I don't think this is a scam. So now like, my bleeding heart is bleeding.
Yeah, but now it sounds like your credit card's getting ready to get pulled to buy a new tire.
So then this truck pulls up. And it's literally like an auto parts truck. And I'm like, well, this could be a blessing from God right here.
Yeah.
And I walk over, and the guy's like, I'm sorry, all I got is transmissions.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have anything, and I'm coming from X to Y, and I don't have the stuff you need. He's like, you're better off just calling a service.
Yeah.
Getting this taken care of. And I'm like, damn it. So now I'm back there, and I'm looking at it, and now I'm thinking, all right, I've already invested like 30 minutes with this lady. We've already discovered that my spare's not going to work for her.
In the back of his head, he's like, I should have taken a flight.
Yeah.
I got a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I'm with this lady. So I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I'm like, ma'am, I don't know. I don't really know how to help you. And I don't want to put her in my car and drive her
Is she
somewhere.
going your direction?
Yeah, because she was on my side of the highway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, because there's rest area.
So she would have needed that town she mentioned 2.5 hours. She needed a ride.
No. I would have had to take her, and I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
Everything's been country for a very long time, so I have no like bearing of like where the next auto shop is.
Yeah.
But she's basically like, well,
Because he's
maybe-
out of cell service. He can't find anything.
No, I got cell service. But I'm also thinking I don't necessarily want to put this lady in my car and drive up to the next spot and they go searching around. Like it's night now. Like the sun is setting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like it's getting dark. I'm like, oh man. And so I don't know what to do, but I also don't want to leave her completely in the lurch.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you think a new tire would cost? And she goes, just what number jumps to your mind?
What?
Oh, wow.
And at that point, I'm like, man, is this a scam? Like, did I
Yeah.
somehow invest 30 minutes in like the world's greatest scam?
Yeah.
You got a shredded tire. You work me
Well,
through.
why
all
should
these
you be on
things.
the hook for buying a full tire? Like, why can't you give her a 20 spot and move along?
Well, that's what I said. I said, jumps to my mind. I was like, I don't know. You're looking for a spare. 40 bucks. She was like, gosh, I just think I got to get a tow truck. I got to get this. They got to
Yeah.
drive it here to get back. She's like, this is
It's
definitely
a few $100.
She goes, this is an $80 job.
What? No, a new cheap tire is $100 easily, and that's if you're at the spot. Like,
Yeah, but we're looking for a crappy tire.
Yeah, either crappy install. You're
I know.
but
$100.
they're not
easily.
gonna tow your car anywhere, and they're not.
No.
They're not gonna. You want it on your rim, so it does no good. Like,
Here's the worst
There's no
part.
service.
AAA will come out and do it for, but it's still like $150 easily.
So now she's like, I'm thinking 80. And I'm like, fuck me.
And you're like, I'm thinking 60. Let's
Here's
negotiate.
what's screwed up. Just this past weekend, I thought I was taking a cab somewhere. I put $80 in my in my wallet.
Oh no!
I had $80 in my wallet, and she's like, $80 will save the day. And then she's like, let me get your name and address so I can get the money back to you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
right.
never getting the
Yeah,
money
yeah.
back to me. Now in my mind, I'm
And
like,
I don't want you to have my name and address. Honestly,
and I'm thinking I'd rather have the spare.
Yeah.
Like I really need the spare.
Yeah.
Like I got to get this back in the trunk. My subwoofer sits in the spare. It's going to ruin my bass reflex. Like I got all kinds of issues with this.
So I would have done the like, here's your $80. I'm going to sit here until the tire gets changed.
No,
But I
you don't
also
wanna
had to
waste-
get
yeah.
2 more hours down the road because I had a bunch of work that had been
Next
piling
morning,
up.
yeah.
I'm driving through. I've got work in the morning. I've got emails and I have a project that a client has put on my desk that now needs to get done, which I'm going to be sitting there at night doing this into the
Right.
night. And I'm like, that's an hour-long project. So whenever I get there, there's an hour tacked on, like, and I need to go to bed and I got to be out the door first thing in the morning to get to all the places. Billy Graham Library. It's just all
Does
Jesus.
Nice.
Can you give us her first name?
Yeah, if I remembered it.
Oh, so you didn't pick up any of that in a half hour.
Oh, I mean, all I told her is I'm Brendan. And that was
Yeah.
it. She was like, "What's your name? Get your
And
address."
she's like, I've seen your wallet.
And she's like, "I want to send it back." And I was like, "You know what?" And at that point, I was like, "I'm invested all this time. I'm gonna give her the money." I reached in, I pulled out $80, and I just said, I said something like, "The Lord works in mysterious ways," and I like handed her the money. And I was like, "You don't owe me anything." I was like, "I really hope you make it in time before your mother's sister passes." And she's like, "God bless you. Thank you so much. Like, you're a lifesaver." And she takes the money, and I get back in my car and go. And I'm like, did I get scammed?
I think you got scammed.
Or did I do a good thing? I mean, she had a shredded tire, though. I mean, that's a hell of an
But
elaborate scam.
now that you mention it,
How does this work? What's the scam? What did I miss?
she has a legit spare in her car that you don't know about.
The truck didn't have a spare
No, she said she had no credit cards, no cash, and
You
no
didn't
spare.
sit. You didn't look though.
for the
I
tire.
didn't look
You
underneath.
look underneath the truck.
I didn't look underneath. No,
Yeah.
I did not. I did not.
That's
I
first
mean, she
step.
could go there and change tires and put a shredded tire on there and sit there all day. And if she gets 2 or 3 guys to give her
So
20, 50, $100, you made a couple $100 in a day, and you've done no work other than run your scam.
So you take the shredded tire up there.
Yeah.
You put the shredded tire on.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So what I'm saying,
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
But
so
see,
here's
in
the-
my
here's the
heart,
thing, though,
I
is-
thought I was doing a good thing, but I also felt this is how much I like hate myself. Right? I'm driving down the road, and all I keep thinking is, I should have done more. I should have driven her to the place.
Yeah, but
I was nervous about her because
Yeah.
she was a little squirrely, and I was like,
so there's a couple things. You should have gone back the same way and stopped the same rest stop when you left Charlotte, just to check.
Yeah, she could.
That would have been
back
one
there.
thing to see if it was a scam. The
That's a good
the
point.
real catch is the mom in the front seat.
yeah, like why is the
Like,
mom helping
if
her
it
out?
was a scam, but you
I
never know.
understand.
Mom taught her.
But
I understand.
mom's 80 years old. Is the air conditioner not running? Is it hot? I mean, they're gonna do that all day
She
long.
probably didn't
Maybe
have a
I don't
house
know.
with an AC.
Yeah, no, there was an AC running. The truck wasn't running. It was they were like
It was a
when I
pickup
said-
truck.
Yes, a pickup truck, old Chevy Silverado.
Yeah.
like 80s
Just
Silverado,
single cab.
single cab.
Yeah. Who knows?
There
That's-
could have been
that's-
there could have been a car 5 cars down
That's theirs.
sitting
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, and you know what was odd? I did say, I said, there's always police at rest areas, and there's no cops here today. That comment made her nervous. She was like,
Yeah.
why would we want a cop here?
to help.
because
I go-
the
I
local
go-
police know you.
Because
Yeah.
I said to protect and serve. They're always sitting around. I'd
Yeah,
like
yeah.
them to serve. And in my mind, I'm thinking, because I just had a cop bust me,
Yeah.
an hour ago. Like, why? I wish.
Was this a border rest stop, like just in North Carolina? Or
No,
was it
because
after?
he wasn't on a major highway. So
no,
he
that's
was,
the thing. I'm on a back road
Yeah.
kind of rest stop, which is a little odd in its own right.
I didn't know rest
I
stops
think
weren't
she-
on anything other than
I know. That's the other
on
thing.
major interstates.
It's not an interstate, yet there was a rest area.
No, because before
I
major
know.
interstates, those were the routes.
Yeah, but I don't name another rest stop. I can't name a rest stop that's not on an interstate.
No, I'm saying before
It was
the
weird.
big highway system. There were those, like Route 1 has rest stops.
They
You
do?
don't drive Route 1
No, they
anymore.
don't.
They used to before 95 came along.
Yeah, they were called gas stations. They weren't rest stops.
You know what else I saw that was weird? Right after that, so I get this scam gets done. Or this was actually so just before that.
You're flying in your next
I
meeting.
passed. No, hell no. I like driving. I'm just got to be more self-aware. I went through Danville. Danville has like, I'm driving along and I see a big old Confederate flag flying, which nowadays really kind of like,
Jumps out.
yeah. So I'm like, damn, look at that. And then there's a billboard underneath it, and it says Danville, the last capital of the South, and proud of it. And then has a Confederate flag on the billboard, and then the flag flying. And I was like, damn, Danville, like really.
That's not a Danville thing. That's the guy who owns the properties thing. Like, I don't think Danville paid
It's
for that.
at the line entering Danville.
But I don't think Danville paid for that.
I wouldn't
It's probably
think
some private owner.
it has to
Yeah,
be, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, because it looked pretty dilapidated.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that can't be the Danville welcome sign.
Yeah.
That can't be.
There's a couple big Confederate flags when you drive up and down 85 and 95, and I mean, they're just private.
Has to be private
Yeah,
land, right?
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I was thinking, I don't know how Danville's still getting federal funding.
yeah. Yeah, their roads.
Their roads would be
like,
potholes.
yeah.
No, but it's true.
What's true?
So,
No one's doubting if it was the last Confederate.
No, but is this a city?
no,
A
it's
piece
saying largely because events documented in this. What's his name? Jefferson Davis. That's where he lived, and the house that he moved. Let's see here. The house has become known as a temporary residence in 1865 for the
Temporary.
Confederate president, largely because events documented in this house during the Confederacy's final week, Danville has become known as the last capital of the Confederacy. So he was in Danville before he went to Appomattox to surrender. And they said this is the capital because Richmond wasn't a thing anymore.
This is the capital as we march to surrender. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, they just
Danville.
headquartered it.
No, but I don't think it was a Danville thing.
I just thought that
Yeah.
was, I thought that was odd. I don't know, it was a weird road trip. Weird road
It
trip.
was, man. You definitely got.
You're like,
Were
I'm
you
saving
thinking-
9 minutes and you turn it into an extra 2 hours.
Do you think after both those shit shows, you were like, at least I got some topics?
I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I did. I was driving along and I was feeling bad about I should have done more. And then I was like, but maybe it was a scam. and I couldn't piece it together, and I'm still not certain.
I think you did more than enough. So, like, I feel like what you did was the equivalent of gambling, where it's like only lose what you want to lose. You're like, okay, if I did good, I helped out, and if I got scammed, I only lost $80 and
the thought of not helping somebody always upsets me.
Yeah.
I'm the type that pulls over. I'm the type that helps out.
Oh, yeah.
It's just in my nature. Like, I want to do
Yeah,
it.
I've changed a million tires. Like,
And I just felt like I didn't do enough. I felt bad about that. But then at the same time, I was like, did I fall victim? But I was like, that's a long play. That's a 30-minute play.
hey, that $80.
do you have a spare?
You know how long
Yeah.
it takes to make $80 at minimum wage?
It's true.
It's a full day.
It's true. And no, but she said, do you have a spare? She played me that way. Maybe played me. Or maybe she just needed a spare.
I mean,
maybe I did a good
saying,
deed.
do you have a spare is a great way to feign like you care.
Because you
knowing
didn't say,
spare's
do
never
you
gonna
have
work.
money? If you say, do you have money? I go, no.
Yeah.
She said, do you have a spare? I'm 30 minutes
I mean,
invested. And then all of a sudden
most
the
people
money.
are going to say, I have a spare, but I'm not going to give it to you. I need the spare. I'll give you cash. Like,
the first thought would be it doesn't fit. Period.
exactly.
No, but I checked and I was like, damn it it fits. But then fortunately it was so
You
tall.
actually put it on?
No, but we lined it up and I
Yeah.
was like, well, she was like, it probably won't fit. And I was like, no, I got good news. It fits.
Which,
You know what? If
did
you'd have given
just
her the
say she
spare-
yeah,
said?
she said it probably won't
Yep.
fit.
Yeah.
But if you'd have given the spare and put it on and lugged it on and walked away,
She
she
would've been
probably would have been
pissed.
pissed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She wanted cash.
That's the whole
Y'all are
thing.
cynical. Y'all are
No,
cynical.
but
Okay.
that's just a unique. You're going to run into crazy people on the road, and I think if we want to talk about it, you'll run into crazy people on the airline.
Look, there's
Yeah, that's exactly right.
there's smart crazy people out there. There's smart scammers.
It's a
Like,
good scam.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
it
good
was-
scam.
Yeah, it is. It
Because
really
you,
is.
you played me a different direction,
Yeah.
and I never saw it coming. If it was a scam, the other
Yeah.
side of it is though. Oh no, we need a deli, Stu. No, it's deli time.
Deli time?
But it was a different one. It was
Yeah.
a different one. If it was a scam, if it
Well,
wasn't,
and
then I did a
sometimes
good
you're
thing.
like, hey, good on you. That's a good scam. I'll pay you for a good scam. Like,
But a good scam I pay for.
yeah.
Like if you do something and I'm like, hey, well played. Like that guy in New Orleans who got me. You know, why can't I remember his name?
Oh, yeah. The guy who's known throughout town?
Yeah, the shoe guy.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Dan.
Dan the shoe shine man.
Danville. How do we...
There you go.
The Dan the shoe shine man
Yeah.
scam. I was like, you got me, you son
What
of
did
a
he
bitch.
say again?
How did that scam work? I bet you.
He bet you something about...
I know how you got them shoes on your feet. So
Uh.
how much those shoes cost you?
Or where you got those shoes.
I bet you know where you got them shoes. I bet
Yeah.
I know where you got those shoes. And I was like, you couldn't possibly know where I got these shoes. He's like, nah, man. He's like, I like those shoes. I bet I know where you got those shoes. And I was like, I don't
You're
know.
like DSW, Foot Locker. Like,
Yeah,
what
he's
are
like-
the chances?
He's like, on your feet. And I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. Like that dude got paid.
Yeah.
But then he would spray stuff on your shoes
Yep.
and try to buff them. Like he worked through all kinds of shit. I ended up giving him $20 just to get away from me because he
Yeah,
started
yeah.
getting very aggressive. But then he was like, you tell him Dan the shoe shine man got you.
That's right.
That dude made an entire career. And if you Google Dan the shoe shine man, that dude, there's like YouTube videos and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff of him running the scam. And when I brought it up downtown.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, no, Dan the shoe shine man is
Came
a
up. It came up.
Yeah.
of course.
easily.
No, he's a legitimate scam artist. who
hero.
Makes
Over 600 people taken.
yeah. Shit.
601.
Yeah.
This is just since 2017.
Nah, Dan's been running
That's-
this game
that's
since the
people
80s.
who have admitted to being taken by him.
There's one right
Yeah.
here. But I was in a different state of mind. I was very hungover. It was very early in the day. I had a belly full of beignets and coffee.
Yeah.
It was a rough morning.
But you mean grab the deli?
Yeah. Now that I'm rehashing all the times I've been scammed, and we haven't even scratched the surface. But I don't know that I was scammed.
Hey, whatever you got to tell yourself to fall asleep at night.
I mean, I'd like to think that I did the right thing. All right, so this is Steam Bell Beer Works. Okay, so this is right here. This
Local.
is a local, Chesterfield, Virginia.
This is Billy, our listener Billy, coming through 2 weeks in a row.
Pale Nimbus Sour IPA. Now,
He likes sours.
this
and I
is
like sours,
this
and he
is my
knows that.
favorite trend right now is the sour IPA. You wouldn't know that from last week, but there's a reason. Because last week was full of lies. It wasn't sour or dry hopped. I didn't feel the love.
It was Aldi special. So they cut corners.
They cut some corners.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I'm not mad at them. That's what Aldi does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they're already getting a minus 0.5 because they printed a label
You see right there?
that goes on it.
Yep.
I got a little tink tink in my mouth.
They forgot to put the ABV.
It's on the label.
No, it's not. It's printed. It's after the fact.
Yeah.
That's a sticker.
No, they do these. A lot of these beers do these cheap labels now where they like.
Because you
Oh,
got to
so
have
this
that
is
on
a-
there.
Oh, this is a correction. Is what
That's-
you're saying?
No, it's just if you take the sticker off, there's nothing on the.
Yeah,
On the
that's
can.
fine. I'm
Yeah,
not
'cause-
mad at that.
That's because the name of the beer. This label is generic. That fits all beers, and then they put whatever it is on that sticker.
Oh, so no cans are different.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. My bad.
But it's still a cheap way of doing it. But that's what a lot of the microbrews do now.
You know why I always have an affinity for Steam Bell? Because if you remember long ago, this podcast has been around for 3 decades now. So 2 decades
Feels
ago,
like it.
we were in a brewery that is now known as Wood and Iron. There was a place over here.
It was
And-
brew.
Yeah, it was called Brew. And we did a podcast from there. And we were trying all the different beers and we were talking to the people.
And we had a guest jump on.
And that guest was a home brewer who became the guy who owned Steam Bell Brewery.
That's right. I was thinking we had a girl jump on too.
No. So that was the girl from Champion Brewery.
Yes.
Now, we were big fans of hers.
Yes.
Wearing that like flannel shirt. And
Yeah.
there's just something about that whole like,
She was hip.
there's just something about that look, like that understated, like, oh, I'm just wearing a flannel. And you're like, cool. Like, she was.
I forgot the champion, the not champion, the Steamboat guy
So
was on.
there was a giant group of home brewers.
Yeah,
there.
and they brought over a bunch of different stuff for
And
us.
so that dude came over and he let us try the tiramisu stout,
So good.
which was his, like, he's like, yeah, I'm opening a brewery. We open in like 2 months. It's called Steam Bell. It's going to be here in Chesterfield. And this is what we're going to make the flagship. And I remember talking to him like, I'm so glad to see you're not doing a hop beer as your flagship. He's like, yeah, but this
Yeah.
tiramisu stout is perfect. So this is what I'm going to go with. And he's like, would you like to try it? And this was the beer that was coming out of his like buckets,
Yeah.
you know, and he gave it to us and it was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And still to this day, when you go there,
When I go there, I always get it.
it's so good.
Yeah.
And so I have a soft spot for Steam Bell because we met him before he was Steam Bell Brewery. He was the home brewer with his homebrew club.
Nice.
It was hanging out.
Yeah.
So it's gonna. I feel bad that I'm gonna pan this beer. No, I don't know that yet. But I do know there's some notes that I can't identify on the first sip.
So, Stu, you teased it, and I teased it last episode. You're getting ready to fly, and I haven't flown since before COVID, but I keep seeing all these things pop off where, like, people are going crazy on flights. They're getting, like, duct taped to seats. They're getting tackled. Flights are being redirected. Flights are being delayed. Da-da-da. Now, I've been lucky. I'm not that well traveled, but I've been on quite a few commercial flights, and I've never been like, I've never been in that situation where I'm stuck on the tarmac for 2 hours or 3 hours coming or going. I've never been redirected, never had a crazy fight in the aisle, but I feel like you're seeing more and more of that stuff now. I know you and Brendan travel a lot more than me.
I think
Does that worry you? Have you seen anything like that before? Like,
I think there's more opportunity with just the general sense of everything for people to be more agitated.
yes.
And then that triggers something that, you know, a normal person would be fine with, but someone who's on the edge, they just kind of lose it.
Yeah, I've heard they've been canceling flights. Like, you
Yeah.
go to the airport and they just cancel a flight on you.
Well, big
like,
thing.
But that's not new.
No,
Well-
but I think it's gotten more and more.
I don't know. Like I traveled a lot for work there for a couple years before the pandemic.
I've been redirected or anything crazy like that?
redirected, stranded on tarmacs. I've been stuck on the tarmac for 6 hours. There
Dude,
was one
that
night.
sounds like torture to me.
There
Like
was
straight
one night
torture.
where I got loaded and unloaded off of a plane 3 different times. Like literally got us all in, everything in the overhead, everybody off, take it all down.
Here in Richmond or somewhere else?
This was
If I was in Richmond,
in Atlanta.
I might have just walked away.
No, this was in Atlanta, so I have
Yeah,
nowhere to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a connecting flight. 3 different times I went on and off of that plane.
Oof.
while it sat there.
Yeah.
And you know what they do to help you out? They throw
Nothing.
a pizza party. No, that's
Oh, they
their
actually-
kind of move. They'll show up with a bunch of pizza and go, "We ordered pizzas for everybody," and then you got a horde of
Yeah.
humanity eating pizzas.
They
and
don't
Yeah.
do
drinking
that
water.
anymore.
Yeah, that's another
No, I'm sure,
thing.
but that was how they tried to
I
help
got
us out.
stuck with a flat tire. They had to change out everything and just sat there. Like
I've had
literally
flights full on canceled.
terminal.
I've had flights canceled where I've turned around and rented a car and driven
Yeah.
through the night because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough, dude. It's flying
That
sucks.
sucks.
That's why I would rather deal with the crazy people in rest stops. That's actually a lot more enjoyable.
So I'll tell you this: when I went to Denver, we left at the end of April, and we came back just after May 1. And we went out with COVID protocol, and we came back without COVID protocol as far as the middle seat being empty. And I do have to say that I missed the, having that extra space. And then when we flew back, it was completely packed. And we were like, oh.
Yeah,
you know
the
what?
thought of the middle seat not being vacant,
Right, it was-
is amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But
Every seat's first class.
Yeah, and then you got the mask thing that's still there, and
I'm good with that though. I hope that mask thing stays forever on planes because dude, when I was flying all the time, I was getting sick all the time.
Well, you know what? It's not. I'm more on board with the deep cleaning they're doing
That's
versus
fine. Yeah, that works
the
too.
mask thing because they're doing so much more. Because beforehand, how often did a headrest actually get wiped down?
Yeah, but have you ever sat in a middle seat and the dude next to you literally coughs the whole way home?
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it
And
happens.
it's like, it's brutal, man. You're sitting there and the dude's just, and then you get
But I
home
hear
and you're
now,
like, I
like-
know I'm going to be sick.
They've added HEPA filters like the
Well,
whole.
I hear now though, like you get yelled at if you like pull your mask down to like scratch your mouth or like have a bite of a.
They're literally.
Look, you got to be able to eat.
Yeah.
No, but they're on top of it. Like I did for almost.
How are you going to smoke?
About 20 minutes. For about 20 minutes, I just held the straw.
I can't do meth this entire
Yeah.
flight.
This is ridiculous.
I just held the straw in my mouth from a cappuccino or a Coke or whatever I had, and just held it there so I didn't have to wear my mask on. Because it's like
Still breaking the law.
because
Dude,
literally I don't know about you.
anti-government.
If I talk or have to breathe in a mask for way too long and just anything that's whatever mask you want to wear, I'll start to get like a little bit of a headache. Like it's just, but that's
get
just
it.
me.
You're
but,
weak. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like
lesser
I
man.
like oxygen, so it's all good.
Yeah. Those masks are so.
No, but those stewardess, they're Hawkeyes. They're like, put your mask up. Put your mask up.
I haven't flown since then. I will be doing my first flight in August to Nashville for fun.
Allegiant, 45 minutes direct.
That's
Monday
the one
or,
I got.
Monday or
dude.
Friday.
That's the one I got, dude.
That's
Yeah,
good
it's
stuff.
I fly out Friday, I come back Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
I need
That's
to
the
go.
one.
I want to go to Nashville so bad.
Dude, Nashville is fantastic. I just want to hear some music, just like relax.
Yeah.
If you can do it, though, the Monday to Friday is a lot better because it's less crowded and you get
That's
the
what
same
he's doing.
music.
That's what
No,
he
no,
says
I'm doing
he's
Friday to Monday.
Oh, okay.
So the weekend, you stand in line for a beer. To get
Oh
into
no,
the bar
I'm
sometimes.
actually no. So Sunday's the day I'm most excited about
Oh, okay.
because you know what I mean. I know you're right. You're right. Friday night's gonna suck. Saturday night's gonna suck. Sunday's gonna be glorious
Yeah.
because everyone's leaving. All the bridal parties go out. I don't
Yeah.
have to hear the woo woo coming down the street. That's all they yell. Woo woo.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They got these little pedal buses, and that's the
Oh
call.
God.
Just
Woo,
FYI,
woo.
if they're still doing it, because we went in October, mid-COVID, whatever, you can't walk around with the beer
That
on
sucks.
Broadway, and there's no dancing
No dancing.
because
Is it
you're
Footloose?
What's
because you
Brendan
get up
gonna
and
do?
dance, you're going to be you can't social distance. Like they're like you got to sit at a table.
I just want to dance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't take that away from Brendan.
No, dude. These feet were made for dancing.
For real.
You think I brought these walking boots? No,
No.
these are dancing boots.
Got to cut a rug.
You can't tell me not to dance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be up in fucking nudies not dancing. That's not a strip club. That is the name
Nudies
of one.
is good stuff.
Nudies is a good place. That's the guy who would make all the suits for Elvis.
Nice.
And then he made so much money because Elvis wanted such extravagant suits that he opened a honky tonk.
Don't you love any place you can just walk around with an open container? Isn't that like the greatest?
Yeah,
Like
it's freedom.
Yeah.
it's total freedom.
It's what we should have.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think of this beer?
So I like the flavor, but it's sour.
It's tart.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this beer. Like, I honestly don't dislike it. I don't like it.
What'd you say the ABV was?
6.2.
Yeah, it's
it's hitting it.
it's 1 full point over last week's, which
Yeah.
was 5.2. I like this more than last week's because it has more flavor.
I will give you that.
Yeah.
Well, more real flavor.
Yeah.
This tastes like beer flavor.
This tastes like a sour IPA.
And it smells.
Do you taste IPA?
Well,
like
the sour's the overpowering.
yeah, but I'm saying, like, is it a sour? Can you pinpoint any IPA?
Well, I feel like when you do sour right, you don't. It cuts through all the IPA. The sour overpowers the IPA.
Sure, but see, I don't think that's doing it right. I think
I'm still getting a coat.
you should get some IPA, some sour, whereas like an IPA that's over the top, all you taste is IPA.
Yeah,
A sour that's over the top, all you taste is sour.
I taste more sour than I'm not picking up a lot of hops in here.
And you said you get the coat.
Just a tad.
Yeah, that's what it's got. It's got all of the mouthfeel of an IPA without any of the flavor of the IPA, which I didn't even know was possible.
Yeah,
It's doing that. I'm like, yep, there's an IPA because there's a skunky funk that's in there, but
Do you
it's
think that's
all
due to the-
sours the flavor.
But you think that comes out because of the ABV?
I don't know.
It is. I feel like it's boozier.
Yeah, it's like it has the mouthfeel of an IPA. It has the taste that sticks in my mouth of a sour.
Yeah, because
That's the only way I can describe
yeah.
it.
I haven't had a sip in probably a minute, and it's still just.
And just so people know, in
lingering
case
there.
we didn't say it enough, this is the Pale Nimbus Sour IPA from Steamboat.
Which they do. I think Billy was telling me they do this every year, and it kind of like all the microbrews, they're different. There's variants, every year.
Yeah.
So this one might be different than the last one.
This has literally no bitterness of an IPA. There is all that skunk.
All that. And
I'm
all
actually
that
starting
sour.
to appreciate it more and more as
Yeah.
I drink. From the skunkiness of the IPA is there. It's sitting in my mouth hard. Yeah, that's how I
I'm
like
thinking
it.
that skunk is like, this is really sour, and I'm thinking the skunk is like
Cutting it.
cutting it. Yeah,
Somehow,
like
some way.
How crazy would it be without the IPA?
This would be the skunkiest.
If it was a lager?
This would be the skunkiest IPA ever.
But it's
And this would be the sourest sour ever.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the nose on it. Like it's. I
Yeah?
like the smell of it. It's not killing it. It's not. It's not getting crazy.
Nose is better than the flavor. And I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it is. The nose is like fantastic. It's really skunky.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm going to go first.
Go for it.
I'm going to go first. So I've already kind of said my piece, but I'll just say it again 'cause that's what I do. It is a true IPA without any hoppy flavor.
Yeah.
I can taste it all there. It's all there. It's that skunkiness of an IPA. It's really
I don't
odd.
get the bad breath
There's
funk.
no bitterness because,
The sour.
but it's almost like, and I mean this in a loving way, but it's almost like a fart. But you know how like an IPA is skunky.
Yeah.
It's more skunky than like a pronounced hop flavor profile. It's
Yeah.
very skunky. But then you have all of this sour that's like
Yeah.
bleeding in from all over.
It makes your mouth water.
So my mouth is reacting like it's a truly sour beer.
Yeah.
I'm salivating.
Yeah.
There's all these things going on, but there was so much skunk that I didn't go ooh and revolt like the first
Yeah,
time you
yeah,
put a
yeah,
Sour
yeah.
Patch Kid in your mouth and you go
Yeah.
oops.
Pucker up.
That's
Yeah. There was no pucker, but it's all there. All those other things are happening.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
There's
for
a
me,
lot
'cause
going on.
for me, there's, that back of the jaw like punch.
Tightens up.
Did you get that?
No.
That's the
No,
thing. I
yeah.
didn't get that. But is your mouth salivating every time you take a sip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes this so weird. There's just enough IPA to cut down on the sour. There's a ton of sour that's cutting it out. So all I taste is skunk. If you like a truly skunky IPA and you just kind of think you like sours, this is going to fall in there. There's a saltiness, like a brine.
Yeah.
There's a brine that's holding on quite a bit, which I actually like in a sour.
Yeah.
I like it to be salty. I want to give this a higher score than I'm going to, but I'm not. I'm going to give it a 3. I want to give it more, but I almost want a little more IPA to come through. But I really like this beer.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dog it. I just can't give it a 3.5 because there's something about the skunkiness that doesn't have enough hops to make me appreciate the IPA side of it. So I'm going to give it a 3. But I like that beer.
Well, I like this beer more than the last week's.
Yes.
And I gave that a 3 because I thought that was better than a 2.5, dead nuts average. So I'm going to go another half point higher.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm going to give this a 3.5. I like this beer. I'd drink this beer again.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it to any sour fan. Maybe not an IPA fan, but it's definitely very tart. And if you like that, you're going to probably
But I think
like
it also
this.
cuts the other way. If you're a big IPA fan, you like that skunkiness, you're not a huge sour fan, it covers enough of the sour.
Yeah, they mix.
So I think it cuts both ways.
Yeah, it's half tart.
Can't say that,
half,
dude. That's offensive.
Yeah.
Half hoppy,
Yeah.
but it's
So
almost.
you're-
I'd say it's almost refreshing.
It tastes more sour than skunky to me.
No doubt. But I think this is a good gateway drug
Yeah.
for a hop fan who doesn't like sours. Because there's definitely enough sour there, but it doesn't in the
Yeah.
back of
No,
your mouth.
that, like every single sour that's a true sour gets you in the jaw. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
boom. This doesn't do that.
Part of me's liking it more and more as I drink through
Yeah.
it and walk through it.
And unlike last week, I could drink more than one of these.
Yeah,
I would drink
could-
this again. No, this is a good this is a good beer.
yeah.
That's why I gave it a 3. I want to go higher, but there's something just off. So you're at 3.5,
Yeah.
3.
I would have gone 3.5 with Troy, but I don't know. There's no differentiation in the can, so I'm just going to give it a 3.
He stewed
man.
it. He stewed it.
It's dude, but what?
I mean, come on, guys. If you're printing,
So we
beer,
got 2 3s and a 3.5.
3.25.
We recommend it, but we don't deli it.
Yeah, but it's gonna end up in like a 3.15.
Yeah.
But I think you wouldn't be bad purchasing this. Try it for yourself.
Look, like I said, I've never had anything bad. There's never been a beer that came out of Steamboat where I was like, it's just a 2.5.
I don't spit take any
They're
of their
all
beer.
better
Yeah.
than average.
Yes,
They do good work,
they do.
and I feel bad that
And
I
the
didn't-
venue's not bad for being in a industrial park. I mean,
No, it's very true.
I've seen an awesome concert there before.
I have two, actually. I went up there one time, dude. The Abacus, speaking of bleeding hearts, like I'm a bleeding heart,
Yeah.
but he's like, between
Oh,
Jay,
he's so
between Jay and the Abacus, those guys do more work for like
Hell
all
yeah.
of
for
the,
other people,
man. They take care of
and they're young.
everybody. Oh, they're far better.
We weren't
people
doing
than
that.
us.
Yeah,
No, they're better
Yeah.
people than us. Shout out to you two. You two are far better people than us.
one
Yeah,
of them
they-
is
they
better
took
than
care of
us.
And Emily was there that day, so you know what? She
Yeah.
has that same bleeding heart. So the three of them are far better people
They're all heroes.
than us. But they invited me up there one day for it was some kind of children's charity where like all the proceeds went. They were like, hey,
Yeah.
you should come out. So I brought the whole family out there.
they're like involved in multiple charities.
Yeah, Ronald
Like,
McDonald
Yeah.
charity, obviously Mustaches for Kids, but then they do other like side charities where they raise
Crazy,
money.
dude.
They don't play.
So would it be out of step if I said we do charities too, but we have kids?
No, I'd say we're charitable. Like we're
Yeah.
on the spectrum.
Yeah.
We're just not.
the other end.
Yeah, we're just not. But we're on there.
Yeah, yeah,
We're charitable. I just give my charity to people who might want meth.
Whereas the Abacus would have like changed both tires.
I
yeah.
actually need to call him and ask him what he would have done because I feel like he would have found a way to never give the money and just make sure that they got what they needed.
He would have made a tire for her or something.
And I don't know if I half-assed it or did the right
Yeah.
thing. I'm still very conflicted. Very conflicted.
So anyway, you were saying
About what?
you were talking about
Oh, no, I saw a concert up there. They
Yeah,
brought me
yeah.
up there because they were like, we're doing a benefit concert up there. And so
Yeah.
I took the whole family up there. And sure enough, we saw a hell of a band
nice.
where they set up outside of the warehouses
Yep,
around back,
yeah.
and they do it right. Steamboat does a really good job.
Yeah, I took I don't know how many years it's been, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. I saw this oldies band that I used to go see with my dad called the Embers. They played out back
The Embers
there.
are great.
And it was packed. And my kids were younger, and we walked up to the front of the stage, and we were singing and dancing, and the lead singer called both boys up on the stage, and they did a Justin Timberlake cover, and
the Embers.
and my kids
awesome.
were singing and dancing with them.
Nice.
It was awesome.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was really cool. The
That's
kids thought it was awesome.
Your
Man.
kids have had a good music experience. You've managed to take them to like I have other friends who take their kids to like festivals and crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But you have managed to get your kids like either on stage or backstage.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You seem to get your kids like in with the artist somehow.
I try.
I
If
don't know
I'm
how
going
you
to do
do
it.
that.
But obviously, the past year and a half, 2 years, we haven't gone anywhere, done anything.
Yeah, I think the first concert I have a Dave Matthews concert on the horizon. Then I got Trampled by Turtles coming up,
Nice.
so I'm excited about that.
I'm on paper going to Locken this year for the first time.
Damn.
That
So
would be good.
I'm-
That's a
I'm
super
looking forward to
spreader.
that, yeah.
should be good.
Yeah.
So-
Well, it's outside. It's a big hippie fest.
I meant to tell
Yeah,
you
and
this.
hippies, they're all vaccinated.
I'm going to be hanging back in the cut.
I meant to tell you this,
Yeah.
Brendan, because you're talking about music.
Always.
Most of the time when I get in the car or let my daughter drive, she's got her playlist and she wants to connect to the Bluetooth and take over the music.
Sure, that makes sense. Everybody
And-
does.
And I was very happy, and I thought about you when she turned her playlist on. So
okay, what came on that made you think of me?
So first, one, she's playing Red Hot Chili Peppers. First song.
Nice.
Big fan.
Second song, she was playing.
They're one of those bands I like more now than I did in the moment.
I liked them then, but they're Hall of Fame.
I liked them, but I never got into them. And now, like, literally at the river a couple weekends ago, there was this house having a yard sale, and they were selling CDs for $1.
What
they had, like-
CD did you get?
I got the greatest hits, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There's a
Greatest
greatest hits album.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nice. Now, all right, that greatest hits album. I assume most of them, but would it have the deep cut "Could Have Lied"?
I do not know. Stu can look it up.
It probably does not, but I'm
Oh.
guessing it's Under the Bridge all the way through Californication.
Yeah, it's like all the hits, and we've listened to it a couple times, but I don't know. I don't know all their deep cuts. I was never, like I said, I was never a big fan.
But you realize when you listen to that, you're like, damn, what about Breaking the Girl?
Yes, that's on there.
That
I'm pretty
makes
sure.
it. So that now
Pretty sure.
did they go into the Conehead soundtrack and bring Soul to Squeeze to
That's
that?
on
Soul
there.
to Squeeze.
Oh
Yeah.
man, this is a
Do you have it?
good
Do you have
album.
it?
No,
pulled
it's
up?
not.
This is a good album because
Yeah.
Soul to Squeeze actually never.
I love that song.
It never made it on a real
On an
album.
album?
That's from the Conehead soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then came over, and it's, I mean, come on, it's like
Yeah.
a perfect song, despite the fact that there were some periods in there where he couldn't come up with lyrics, and he like dang dang digga doom doom. Anthony Kiedis was famous for that.
Eddie Vedder made a career out of that.
No, he actually had words that were just
Nope.
mispronounced.
He just couldn't
I'm
pronounce-
not,
No, no,
not believing
no, no.
that.
He
No.
can't
You-
pronunciate.
No, here's the
No.
difference.
No.
Eddie Vedder actually had words. You just didn't understand them. Anthony
did he?
Kiedis would literally go, you know what? This bridge here, I don't know the words here. Dang a dang doo 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 doom doom dang.
I mean, Kid Rock said it best when he said "ba wada ba da bang da bang."
Boogie boogie with it.
Yeah.
yeah. See, up jump to boogie.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, that's
that's a word.
poetry. That's poetry. Don't
And
you start
I
slamming
thought
Kid Rock.
No, he's the rock and roll Jesus, dude. That's my guy.
We're on the same
Yeah,
page.
exactly.
So, Chili Peppers.
Could you not find their greatest hits on the interwebs?
I can,
Limited internet. We're
but I
in
was,
China.
Okay.
I was trying to.
Well, Brendan asked what song was on there, and I couldn't remember. I thought you were looking up. Never mind.
Oh.
Move along.
I was confirming something, but I was looking at their playlist. But it went Chili Peppers,
Yep.
Rusted Root,
Beautiful. Send me on my way.
and then what made me think of you was the third song, and then there was a fourth. So it's Chili Peppers, Rusted Root, Jewel, and then Juice WRLD.
Yeah, but you know what? Juice WRLD's fantastic.
I was just like, and I looked at them and I said, I looked at my daughter and I said, there's somebody who's got a big thing for Jewel. And she's like, who? And I said, Brendan.
Yeah. Well, Jewel is still. She is the it girl for me.
But all I was getting at is
Who was the last one?
Juice WRLD.
Juice
No
WRLD's
idea that
fantastic.
Yeah, but
He puts out stuff now that honestly sounds like older rap
yeah. But I was so proud of the fact that she's
and new rap. Like
she's-
he crosses. He's good.
yeah, she's 16 in this world, and like literally, her entire playlist, I would say almost 2/3 of it is something that's we were 100% listening to, which is, I'm not going to blow my own horn, but I am. At the same time, I was like, we listened to a lot of this stuff while they were little, and she still listened to it.
There's some good rap these days that people take the time to really listen. Like I heard a Kendrick Lamar song the other day that I thought was Outkast.
Oh, really?
I was like, I never heard this Outkast song. But he was like, yeah, it's because it's
What
Kendrick.
song were you asking about?
Could Have Lied. It's the deepest cut.
Yeah,
it's
not
no
on
way.
there.
But Breaking the Girl made it.
Under the Bridge, Give It Away, Californication, Scar Tissue, Soul to Squeeze, Other Side, Suck My Kiss, By the Way, Parallel Universe, Breaking the Girl, My Friends, Higher Ground, Universally Speaking.
They went all the way back to
Road
Higher
Trippin',
Ground.
Fortune Faded, and Save the Population. I mean, almost all those are bangers.
A couple tracks in there that I don't even know which one they are.
Yeah.
No Aeroplane?
No.
So like there's
Well, that was a cover.
But I'm saying that's how many hits they had.
Yeah, they had a
put
lot
out
of
there.
hits. Yeah.
Well, so is,
I Could Have Lied
Soul to
is on
Squeeze-
Blood,
not
Sex,
Soul
and
to
Magic,
Squeeze,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but so was the one song by Jimi Hendrix.
That they covered?
Yeah, it was their very first hit.
I thought Under the Bridge was their first hit.
No, they had one right before that.
Mm.
Damn it! Say the seventh song you said.
Suck My Kiss.
No, it was really
Other
shot
Side, By the Way, Parallel Universe, Breaking the Girl. I didn't know they did a Jimi Hendrix song.
True Men Don't Kill? No.
Higher Ground is a great song.
That's Higher Ground. Sorry, it was not Jimi Hendrix. That's Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, and that was actually like one of their first
Yeah.
hits, and that kind of broke them through. That's fantastic. That's good, man. I dig what his daughter's doing. I dig that you picked that up and you're finding it. So, but I'm on to new hip stuff. I'm like a young dude. So
Yeah, I can't get with that. I can't get with young guys.
I'm constantly innovating. You know, like I'm very young. I
Yeah.
can't relate to you guys.
Yeah,
but
you are the young guy.
But I like those old stuff. I like that old stuff you guys listen to. But so you know what I'm into right now? Because I'm
What?
Can only imagine.
this is what I'm into now.
Yacht
'cause
rock.
No.
I
but
do
I'm
like
back.
yacht rock.
No. I
Dude,
stand
it's-
corrected.
It's so crazy.
Did you
how
hear
much
last
you're-
week's episode?
No, I hadn't had a chance to.
That's so weird that he brought that up.
Because every 20
Crazy.
years, fashion and music repeats itself. The yacht rock bands come down to the Beacon Theater. And
You need to go listen to last week's
Okay.
episode, too, because yacht rock was a big part of it.
it's all over the place.
No, my man William corrected me on yacht rock. I have stand corrected. I do like some yacht rock, but I'm youthful. I'm into, or at least I think I'm into.
What are you into?
We're gonna find out real soon. So you've seen the evolution of like hoverboards, right? These two-wheeled dorky things that people
Right.
ride around on. Now we have a buddy who comes over here on Sundays for
Yep.
football, and he would literally ride around on his hoverboard
Yeah.
and gets people on it. And I was like, I'm not feeling it. But electric skateboards. Now this is something I can get behind, right? Like this sounds like a good idea.
It's like stealth.
Yes.
Got a guy in my neighborhood who rides around on one of those things.
So I just bought an electric skateboard.
Of course you did.
Now I do not own it yet.
Tell me you don't have to put it together.
Hold on. How have you bought it and not own it? Did you lay it away or something?
Yeah, it's on layaway.
No, tell me you don't have to put it together like you did your grill and other things.
No,
In the
no,
dark?
no. I don't
In
have
the
to put
dark
it
at
together, but
1 a.m.?
it just has not arrived.
Why is it taking so long?
China.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
So it's actually not coming from China. It's coming from the.
You
West-
buy an American one? You commie bastard.
Okay, hear me out on that front then before you crap on me. So I got a couple buddies, right, that they ride these electric skateboards called the Meepo.
Yeah, we had them on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Both of those dudes have Meepos. Did we talk about it on the air?
I don't think so. I think
No.
it's after
No.
the episode.
Yeah.
So they've been pushing me to get an electric skateboard for a while because they're like, we can't just be nerds together. We need more.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like if you're a junkie, you want other junkies.
Yeah.
Well, electric
First
skateboards.
is free.
Yeah.
Hey,
you can
got a-
ride mine for a minute.
Hey, you got a spare
Actually,
tire?
one of them tried to loan you theirs, didn't they? Yep. They wanted to give you
Yes.
that first
Yeah.
tip for free.
Yes.
Hey, you got a spare tire?
Yeah.
Precisely. So both those dudes actually hit me up. So Atlanta Jim and our boy Gates, they both have electric skateboards. They have these Meepos. And I'm like, okay, I should probably look into these, you know. And they both happened to hit me up in the same week, 24 hours apart from each other, like video chatting me
While they were doing it?
from an electric
Nice.
skateboard. And I'm just like,
Oh, not good.
this is so cool. Like, look at
Sounds
them
like
cruising.
something I do on a golf car.
Yes. Yes.
Those
so
are the
they're-
best ever.
So they're cruising along and they're talking to me and I'm just like, I kind of need one.
They
of
look
these.
pretty dope.
Yeah, like they look really fun and they've been hyping them up for a while and I've been looking at them but I never really like committed.
Yeah.
So I've been riding my longboard with the
But
girls.
you're a Gleam in the Cube guy anyway. I mean, you're a skater.
I'm a big skater.
Yeah.
I do have 3 skateboards in
Yeah.
the garage and a 4th deck that I can swap out if needed.
Yeah.
So like I
You're
like
sponsored by Vans.
and I bought my daughter a skateboard. And like I was telling you last week, I lost some nectars in a skate shop. Like
Yeah.
I
You're
live-
in that world.
I'm in the world. I'm
Yeah.
just
Can I
not.
just take a quick side note?
Yeah, please do.
Did you see the kid that did the 1080 in front of Tony
I
Hawk?
saw
In front
that.
of Tony
Yeah.
Hawk, dude, that was nasty.
That was crazy.
That was
He's
nasty.
like, hey, old guy, no idea who you are. Watch this cool shit.
Yeah,
He's 12.
Yeah.
that was the moment Tony Hawk knew he was dying.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, oh. a
But he's been all
12-year-old.
over social media the fact that he's so happy that skateboarding is an Olympic sport for the first time ever.
Which I can't wait. I'm hoping COVID doesn't fuck that up, but that's a whole nother topic.
So the electric skateboard.
So I finally was like, all right,
When's it
screw
stop?
this.
I mean, I remember Tony Hawk doing the 900, and it was like, that's the end-all, be-all. And now it's like, I'll just throw another
Well, he
hat
just
twist.
did it again. What was it, about
a couple years
4 months
yeah.
ago?
Yeah, but that
He
was it.
pulled
Remember we
off.
talked
He's like,
about
that's
that.
yeah.
That was it. We're out.
He's like, I'm done.
and good on him though for like I'm gonna push it and we get it done one more time, get some footage,
And
call
now
it.
he's making noises getting in and out of the
That
chair.
kid made that.
Yeah.
That kid made that 1080 look like nothing.
Well, and when you're little, that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about skateboarding.
Not a lot of mass to spend.
Yeah, I'm a big dude. Like it's difficult to skate, so
Yeah.
that's
Right,
why
that's-
I
you're
kinda,
going to electric.
Well, so I
Yeah.
migrated to longboards.
I don't want to push anymore.
Yeah.
I like to push and go 100 yards. So then, like the electric
Skateboarding
skateboard.
is the worst mode of transportation. Like
what if
standard
you-
skateboarding.
But what if you didn't have to push?
Exactly.
Sounds awesome, right?
Did I ever tell the story that when I lived downtown outside of VCU, and my roommate, Tomboy, was a big skateboarder, and I wanted to go hang out with this friend of mine, and she lived, I don't know, 20 blocks away maybe, and I didn't want to walk. I was like, I'll take a skateboard. Like,
Sure.
And I'm not a skateboarder, but like I'm comfortable
Was
on
it a
wheels.
longboard or a little?
It was just a regular skateboard.
Oh, that's gonna get you hurt.
It was like the worst way
Yeah.
to get. I was like, I should have walked. This is stupid.
Yeah,
like,
you're sweating. Your
yeah,
hip hurts.
you're
your
pushing
one
more,
leg
like,
hurts.
You're pushing way more. Like,
Yeah. And downtown, every 3 feet, you got
yeah,
a seam.
yeah. There's
with concrete.
seams. There's
Like,
brick. There's
trees
you know,
coming through the
It all
cars
comes-
riding by you. It's like,
roots.
It all comes down to the wheels.
yeah,
Like if you have bigger wheels, you can go
Yeah, exactly,
further
yeah.
and eat up more. So ever since they went to those small ramp wheels,
yeah.
it ruined me. I was like,
Those
this is
street
crap.
wheels.
So like that's when I knew I was a dinosaur because I was like, I got my first board with the street wheels and I immediately swapped out my bigger wheels and was like, that's better. And that's when I just switched to longboards because it's like
And harder wheels are better than softer wheels.
not like a softer wheel eats up more rocks and cracks,
Yeah,
whereas a
They
harder
also-
wheel will stop.
but
But
they-
it's better on a ramp.
But
Yeah.
the soft wheel won't last as long.
No, it gets
Absolutely
chewed up.
not.
And they're slower.
It's the same thing like your
Yeah.
like on a car. Continentals get 40,000 miles. The hard rubber goes 80,000 miles.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'd rather have 40,000 miles of awesome.
yeah. When I bought my new skates, they came with soft wheels, and I was like skating on them, and I was like, I feel like I'm skating through molasses. And I put like the hard wheels I was used to, and I was like flying.
But that's because you're on a perfectly smooth
Yeah.
surface. And so ramp wheels are smaller and harder.
yeah,
You go super fast on a ramp,
yeah,
kick ass. But if you're out on the street, I like a bigger, softer wheel. So it's funny you bring that up. So I'm looking at these Meepos. And I'm like, man, I should get this board. And then I find that the wheels are kind of small. Like I don't really like how small they are. They're not going to eat up the stuff as much. So
anything
I'm
on
looking
the street needs a big wheel.
That's what I thought. So
Yeah.
I'm like, look, especially if I'm under power and I'm going 25, 30 miles an hour.
Which is insane fast.
Stupid
Yeah.
fast. Like that
Insane
is
fast.
really, really fast. So I'm like, I need a bigger, safer wheel.
For those that don't know, like a golf
10.
cart goes 15 miles an hour. I paid for an upgrade on my golf cart for it to go 20 miles
20.
an hour.
Yeah.
And that feels silly fast.
Yeah.
When you're on a board or skates or something and you're going that fast, I mean, your bike going downhill might hit 30 miles an hour.
Might.
Yeah, I
Mike.
actually, it's funny you say that because I paced a guy on his, like, true street bike. Like he was a
Yeah.
biker going down my neighborhood street, and it's a downhill. And I went to pass him, and he didn't even have to pedal. And I was like, damn, this guy's he was doing 31.
Yeah.
I was like, he's flying.
Yeah.
that's fast.
I can't believe they didn't make those electric skateboards go that fast. Like, it sounds like a liability. Like,
So everyone wants them to go faster and faster because these dudes want to fly.
Yeah.
Like they're just, they're hard. These dudes are wearing motorcycle helmets.
yeah.
They're wearing like jackets with pads in
Yeah.
them because when they wreck, it's like
They
a
know.
motorcycle wreck.
Yeah.
So they need
It
to
doesn't
be able
take much to wreck you.
That's the problem. So when I saw the Meepo's wheels, I was like, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of like a smaller wheel. I want a bigger wheel so I can eat up some bumps, especially if the damn thing can go 28 miles an hour,
Yeah.
which it can. So I started looking at other boards, but the price difference and all these things. So I'm talking to those two guys, and they're like, well, you want something that has a little more range for the battery. They're like 11 miles you'll eat up faster than you think.
Yeah.
And that's what the range was on that board.
Yeah, going 30 miles an hour doesn't
Yeah.
take you
Yeah.
long.
So I found another company that I really liked called Backfire Boards. So I'm looking into Backfire Boards and I'm checking them out. They have a bigger wheel. They have better carving trucks. They have LED lights on the side, which feels safer. It's got the extended battery range. So I'm like, it's got all the things I want, but it does cost $200 more.
50% more.
So I'm like, ugh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm like, boy, that's a big jump. Like, I don't know if I want to commit to that. And then I found the piece de la resistance, right? Like the part that put it over the top.
I thought being more expensive put it over top for you.
No,
Which board did you go with?
the G3, not the Zealot. I see you're on the website there. Because I was looking for a hub motor, not a belt drive. Long story.
That's what you want.
I got you.
Well, most people want the belt drive, but it's noisier.
You got to replace the belts.
And you can deal with like rocks get caught in the
Yeah,
belts
yeah.
and random crap. There's more maintenance.
Yeah.
I was like, it's my first board. Let's just go with the hub drive. Keep it quiet. Keep it simple.
Because the hub drive's contained in the hub, so why would you want the belt drive?
Well, the belt drive, you can change the wheels. So you can go
Oh.
with big wheels, little wheels. You can make it an off-road board. You can make it, so that you have a lot more
yeah.
options. It costs a little more.
You're
and,
not going to do that.
and the torque is better. Like you can really, for an off-road board, you want to have immediate torque. Like, wow,
Yeah.
get up something.
Yeah, these guys are the off-road board, or the wheels at least that you put on it. You're going over everything.
Knobbies.
So, but the fact that they had the bigger wheels meant it had more urethane around it. It's actually a softer. It's better.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's going to be a better ride, the whole thing. Then I find out it was two kids that came over from China to go to school here in America. They go to university, go through their thing, and then one of them says, look, they fell in love with skateboarding. And one of them was like, we should start an electric skateboard company. I'll go back to China. I'll oversee manufacturing,
Yeah.
all of that. The other one was like, perfect. I'll set up shop in
Chicago.
Richmond, Virginia.
Arizona.
Richmond.
DC.
Richmond.
Oh, you're from Richmond.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
So they set up shop here in Richmond.
I've never even heard of them.
No, because the e-skateboarding.
I feel like they're in Manchester.
they're in Glen Allen.
Dude, they
Oh,
have,
really?
so they have-
literally-
they have
Interesting.
7 shops. Now this is what's random.
Oh no, yeah. Wait till you hear where they're located in the world.
Hamburg, Germany,
Yeah, of course.
I would have guessed that.
Shanghai, Shenzhen.
That
those
goes
are both
without
China.
saying.
Yep.
Melbourne, Australia.
Yes. I could have
L.A.
guessed all these.
L.A., California. Regina, Canada, and Richmond, Virginia.
All the major cities.
This is the North American headquarters, Richmond, Virginia.
Not L.A.
They're literally
That's
no
the West Coast operation.
no because you know what that is. The boards get shipped in
And they gotta
across
put 'em
the
out.
Pacific.
Yeah.
There's just a warehouse in
It's a
LA,
stopping
and they
point.
ship out from there. Customer service, marketing, sales, all of that is headquartered right here in Richmond, in Glen Allen, and Innsbruck, right across the little like man-made lake from Snagajob. So like if you know where Snagajob
Interesting.
is,
Yeah.
they're literally right there. So when I found
That's not
out
Glen Allen.
with Innsbruck's not Glen Allen.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I think Glen Allen is like Route 1 in Parham.
All I know is it says United States Worldwide Support, area code 804.
That's
But
right.
they're West
That's
End.
right.
They're
Yeah,
West End.
sure. So they're right in Innsbruck.
Yeah.
So we've
I
got
could be wrong.
We've got an e-skate company right here in Richmond. I bought their board for 2 reasons.
I would buy the board that like was built here because like
Why
the
wouldn't
customer service is gonna be better.
Absolutely.
If I
I
need
can drive over there and go, hey, man.
I need this part or
my
something
truck.
wrong.
So it
yeah.
had better trucks. So it's a carving board, which I never planned to go 28
So
miles
wait, have
an
you been
hour.
to their? Did they have a store?
No.
Yeah, do they have a storefront?
They don't.
They gotta have a storefront.
So that
right?
means even if you go over there and that's their office, they're like, oh, we got to repair it. We got to ship it back to China.
But here's the thing, right? Here's what I'm thinking. I bought their board, right?
they should sponsor.
For all these reasons, right? Better trucks, better wheels, flexi deck, which I dig, like better battery power, LED lights on the side, which I like, more range. It's got all these things going for it. Yes, it costs a little more, but it costs far less. These boards go from like $100 on Amazon to $3,500.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I want to buy a car. How much is it? Like, well, what
Yeah.
kind of car do you
Yeah,
want?
what do you want? A
Yeah.
Lamborghini or a Toyota Tercel?
Yeah.
I've been on their website literally 3 minutes, and they're
You're
doing
getting
something.
ads?
No, they're doing something that's great.
Oh, it pops up.
regardless
This
of
dude
what you're
bought-
doing. It just says this person just bought, and now they're like,
Yeah.
Did you use a coupon code? Because all these guys are like getting $150 off.
Yeah, that's what I used. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I got my Backfire G3 coming. It should be here this weekend. So
Nice.
next time we do a podcast, I'll either have a review
Road
of
rash?
the board or I'll be dead. Yeah.
Or road rash.
Oh,
and
you know what I
review.
ordered before I did this? As soon as I started seeing the speeds
Brain
and all that
bucket.
stuff. Damn right I did.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, they're all carbon fiber.
You need full leather.
No, that's just some of the bigger boards. This one, mine is maple and bamboo.
It says Backfire G3 with carbon fiber is
That's the plus, man.
$1,000.
Yeah, that's the plus. I didn't
you
buy a
need full
plus.
leathers.
Ooh, yeah, leather.
No, actually, I'm probably going to ride with jeans and a sweatshirt at a
Yeah.
minimum, but a helmet was the first thing. I ordered a helmet
Gloves.
before, gloves. I ordered a helmet before I ordered a board.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this isn't how I want to get my stutter. You
No,
know,
no.
you don't want to get that. So I got the brain bucket and then I ordered the board. But I was thinking also on top of all that, if we really dig it, we should have this dude on the show.
For sure.
Like this is the North American headquarters.
Yeah.
And I've been a skateboarder my whole life, and now I want to try e-skating, and I bought their
And then
board.
if we reach out to him, I'm sure he'd come on.
I don't see why they wouldn't. They're
Yeah.
sales and marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is their job.
So are you 175 pounds?
It goes up to 260, Stu, and my weight's irrelevant.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want
Never ask a
it says
lady his weight.
maximum distance,
Well,
18
obviously.
miles at 176 on the pound.
I understand that. And I'm a guy who's 210 with a cooler strapped to his back.
28.5 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's a nasty board, dude.
Yeah.
That's a nasty board. But I saw a review from a dude who was 225 in Atlanta, this big old dude. And he was like, man, I'm still getting
Yeah.
like, I'm getting 18 miles out of this
It says
thing.
15 to 18 the max if you're 175, but
Because these are all built for
And
smaller
that's if
people.
you're going full speed.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Flexible.
I'm not going to use
No
turbo.
one's, no one's going 18 miles at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, there's
Like,
eco, sport, and turbo.
Yeah.
I'm not doing turbo mode.
Yeah.
flexible bamboo with
I don't
maple.
need to be going 28 miles an hour.
You don't need to be going 20.8 miles an hour.
You know what I need to be going though? Somewhere between 15 and 20.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be flying. And this board carves. So I'm really excited about
So
this
you got a
board.
dope new way to get to the Duke's house.
And to your house.
I'd like to see that.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm doing it. Like this thing's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited. But we need to, if I don't die in the next month,
We should.
then I
reach
want
out.
to
Yeah,
invite him on.
for sure.
Like I think he would be a good guest.
I agree.
So here we go. I'm an e-skater. Maybe.
Damn.
That sounds lame. That sounds like you do it on the computer.
So it says
It does sound lame, doesn't it? E-skate.
Yeah.
But they spell it ESK8, which is kind of cool. Like
Number 8.
like Elon Musk's name.
Yeah.
Kid's name.
it says shipping from China estimated time 40 to 45 days.
Yeah, mine was in the U.S. warehouse, though.
3 to 7 business days.
Yeah, well, they're taking every bit of that. I ordered that thing on Friday morning.
And today
A
is-
week and a half ago. 2
you don't-
weeks,
you don't-
right?
Well, you shouldn't.
No,
count the
no, no.
weekend.
Today's Thursday.
Oh, it was last Friday you ordered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't count the weekends.
And it left, but it didn't leave Rancho Cucamonga, California until Tuesday night. So I don't think
So they
I'll
don't
have
even
it.
keep any here on the East Coast?
I'm sure if I had like gone over there, they probably have some like
Yeah.
in the shop. But I figured I'd go through the proper channels. I want to see what they're about.
Yeah.
So far, I can tell you they sat on my order for 2 days before it shipped. Now, granted, it was a Friday order.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So
it shipped on Tuesday. which isn't hateful,
No.
but I also live in a world of instant gratification
Yeah.
because of Amazon. That I'm like,
Yeah, they've kind of ruined it.
I'm like 2 days, bro.
Croatia, Sweden. Like, I'm just watching the countries that are coming up on.
What's the
this
name
to-
of the company?
Backfire
Backfire.
boards.
I'll have to look 'em up.
Backfire skateboards.
But we've got an electric skateboard company that's decided to put their flag down in America right here.
That's awesome.
So that put me over the top. Like, why wouldn't I be a Backfire
I've
guy?
always thought that Richmond should be a hub for a lot more than it is because of its central East Coast.
Yeah.
Like, your day's drive to the northernmost and a day's drive to the southernmost part
So
of the...
you put a spot on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And then you put a spot. Richmond's
Yeah.
perfect. Doesn't cost a lot to be here, and
Yeah,
the
exactly.
location is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So when I saw that put me over because I was on the same page Stu's on, where like it showed the map, and I was like, Richmond. I go, boy, that's weird that they would populate my location. Like, I figured they were trying to sell me.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, like I figured it was just like some kind of dynamic ad serving thing. I was like, oh, that's pretty smart. And I was like, well, let me. And so like I looked up, and the more I dug, I was like, well, I'll be damned. And then I saw the whole backstory.
That's
And they
crazy.
started with the whole like Kickstarter Indiegogo thing. That's how they got their money. They ramped it up. Dude set up headquarters right here.
Nice.
Respect.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him.
Yeah. I hope they're successful.
Yeah, more to come.
Yeah.
More to come.
can't
By
wait.
next episode,
I'm gonna have to ride that thing.
it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool. If
Put
you guys
some-
haven't had a
Put
chance,
some real
This
shoes
is-
on.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
my flippity flops.
no, this is a real shoe
Yeah.
situation. We got to shut this down. Stu has to go to.
Yeah, Stu's
to-
gotta leave
Where are you going, Stu?
No, I've been to San Juan.
because it's
This is the second episode.
yeah.
But you do leave in like a few hours.
Yeah, in a few hours.
For,
and I gotta
for
get up
Puerto
and-
Rico.
Yeah, go to Puerto Rico. I mean, I've flown through there several times.
He leaves in less than 7 hours.
Yeah, and he's just sitting over here drinking beers. Respect, Stu.
No, it's I've had a couple friends that are from there. I've never been. I've flown through there, gone to St. John, a couple other places in the Virgin Islands that are great. But
Yeah, he always
looks
hits
really
San,
good,
San
so-
Juan on the way.
Might I recommend the beefsteak mofongo?
Mofongo.
Check it out.
Okay.
Every little place you go in is going to have
The
mofongo.
beefsteak mofongo.
I recommend the beefsteak mofongo. It's a
All right.
tasty treat.
That sounds great.
Now you know.
I'll go. I'll get
There
it.
you go.
I'll be doing some.
Are you gonna? You're not going to be in San Juan, are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Doing the whole Turo app. Getting a car. Going to be able to go out to the West End. East
take
side
the
of
wife
island,
to
do whatever.
Frenchies, or take the girlfriend to Frenchies.
Well, I haven't had the wife meet the girlfriend, but that's okay.
I went to a club there called Milk. It was one of the greatest clubs I've
Yeah.
ever been in.
We are
Rooftop
doing
bar.
We're rappelling some down with some waterfall. Like there's this huge national waterfall that we're going to go rappel down. We're doing a little bit of everything, but I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time. It's only 5 days.
Well, then definitely at least spend one night in Frenchies. Oh, pro tip. It's not a strip club. It's a whorehouse.
Shit.
Don't take her
You'll
to
have
Frenchies.
fun.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, that was a weird bachelor
Just
party.
joking.
We were like, where are all the girls? Oh, we should
Oh,
leave.
Damn. Check, please.
Yeah, that's basically it. No, dude, that's a really cool town, man. Puerto Rico's
I'm
very
really
cool.
interested. I've heard a lot of good things. I mean, old San Juan to the beaches and stuff like that. The only thing I've heard negative from like every review is that the traffic is just insane.
The one thing I would say is the waves can get very violent.
So the resort we're staying at, in their whole review and everything, and they talk about it, they say they average 3.5 drownings
Yeah.
a month.
No.
So
the
they're like,
waves
don't
are-
go out beyond the
Yeah.
little jetty.
That's
Like
the-
stay right there on the beach. Don't go swimming.
No, that's the watch. The
was like,
waves. The
okay.
waves do get very violent and happens very quickly.
Yeah.
It's like you're hanging out and you're having a good time, and then all of a sudden the undertow,
Just picks you up.
dude, like nothing I've ever felt. And all the different beaches I've been to in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
same deal. Like 1 minute things are good, 1 minute they're not. So just be careful in the water. As a man who has had a surfing
yeah,
accident
yeah.
and neck
No, I'm not-
surgery,
I'm not
like I
trying to do
know
that.
you are aware of it, but I would not recommend surfing there.
No, I'd plan to take a beach chair, sit it right in the water, like chill.
They have great rum. Enjoy
Yeah,
yourself
Enjoy that.
and get yourself the beefsteak mofongo.
Okay, beefsteak mofongo.
It's a tasty treat, my friend.
Check.
Tasty treat. But try some of that good Puerto Rican rum. They make Fantastic
So
rum.
we're gonna take Bacardi has the distillery down there to take the tour.
Enjoy it. The rum
So,
is fantastic.
Should be good.
Really good stuff. Well, I'm excited for you, man. You haven't had a vacation in a while. It's been days.
You've earned it.
It's been days.
Yeah. I'm so mad at this motherfucker.
Dude, all he does is travel the
Dude, he's
world.
been on more vacations the past year and a half than I've been in the past 10 years, and that's not even exaggeration.
And that was during a pandemic.
Yes. And
Yeah,
he
but
just told us he's got 2 or 3 more planned. Like, every month he's going on an epic vacation.
It's not epic. Okay, but
It's
I will
not
tell you
epic to go to Puerto Rico.
this. I'm going to tell you that I am jealous of your sweet spot.
Yeah,
I got a place at the lake.
But he goes to the same place. You've been all over. Just enjoy. Enjoy.
Yeah.
No.
Enjoy.
Yeah, no. This
Appreciate
is going to be good. Beefsteak mofongo.
I'll give you some Marco Polos.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I think the cell
If
towers
your phone
are back
works.
up. Yeah, I think they're back up. Excellent, man. Well, look, hey, everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in, week out. We do appreciate the support. If you get a chance to head over to our Facebook page, we would love to take any topics you have. You can always send topics into insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of us because we do check that before every episode. If you want to support some of the sponsors, you can drop Bowflex at Nectar Sunglasses. That'll get you
20%.
20%. Or you can always head over to Screen Door Mortgage. Reach out to your boy Jimmy. He'll take care of you.
Yep.
And if you haven't had a chance to send us money on Venmo, you can do so.
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
Easy enough.
You can start with $1 and go up to as much as you want.
Hey, Troy, do you think they should rate and review?
They should definitely rate and review because that's the only way we get bigger and better.
Yeah. And we're not getting bigger or better.
Not at this rate.
And I blame them.
I do. The amount of ratings we have are laughable.
Oh.
Dude, it's weak.
It's super weak.
Unbelievable.
And I know we got more loyal listeners than we have ratings. That's the frustrating part.
Every week a new listener shows
Yeah,
up, brings up
yep.
something. It's crazy.
We have great listeners, but they just can't take 5 seconds and
I don't think
rate
they
and
can
review.
type.
They must not have fingers or something.
It's
I don't
thumbs. They don't have
Yeah.
thumbs.
know. It's weird.
We got the most 8-fingered listeners in the world. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out. Or is it peace out?
I don't know, Stu.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?